and you know, he kind of questioned like, oh, is that really hip hop? Where's the line? This and that. He tried to cheapen the win, but whatever, man. That's his perspective. That's how he may have to set it up in his mind to be able to cope and move on, right? So,
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. Drake has the internet in a chokehold again. The rapper played coy with new music in 2024, but he's managed to make quite a fuss in the first couple of days of 2025. He leaked 3 snippets of new songs on Thursday, January 2nd. He continues to tease his joint Party Next Door album. And on Friday, January 3rd, Drake released the Fighting Irish Freestyle on YouTube. The song quickly got taken down, but the lyrics had fans scrambling to determine who they were targeted at. All the while, Drake retreated to one of his favorite vacation spots, the Bahamas. Drake then posted a photo of himself on Instagram the same day he released Fighting Irish. Fighting Irish Freestyle took aim at a lot of people, and the Instagram post that followed the song's release is giving the impression that Drake is unbothered by the drama.
But like when I write, before I go into the booth and I'm in the studio, you know, I'm reading it to the engineer. I'm just getting the rhyme right. I'm familiarizing myself with it before I start to record it, run it over a few times. I'm internalizing it so I get real comfortable. So when I go in the booth, I can lay it down, just getting warmed up. This is what that feels like to me. This is what it seems like what was going on. Now, when this video was happening, I don't know at the time if Drake is like, okay, yeah, this is going to hit the internet and this is going to be out. They might just be filming the film, and then, you know, you kind of figure the rest out. It'll be interesting to know if we get a real version of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll see. But then again, with clearance issues, like I said, you know, Conductor Williams is independent. Drake is on UMG, and then there's this whole thing going on with UMG right now and Drake, this petition, you know, this pre-lawsuit motion. So, you know, I don't know if they're clearing, you know, Drake material now, and maybe that's why I was pulled down. Do we get it on DSPs? I really don't know. Also looks like, I mean, Drake either has some cornrows or some straight back parts in his hair. So it might be like a little old, but clearly post Kendrick battle, as he's alluding to it. I mean, look, he sounds, and I've seen people commenting, he sounds emotional, he sounds exhausted, he sounds let down, he sounds human. But also, before we start analyzing that, this isn't the recorded version. You know what I'm saying? It could be 4 o'clock in the morning and he's running this rhyme down for whoever's in the room with him, and that's what it is. We don't know if when he did it, if he intended for everybody to see it, but obviously at some point I don't think Conductor would have put it up if Drake wasn't cool with people seeing it. But I wouldn't read too much into the tone, though the tone that he is spitting it sounds a lot like his recorded tone, except for a couple of things that I heard again where he was just working it out. So, you know, I wouldn't read too much into the emotion, but sure, you know what I'm saying? So he starts off, right? The summer is over. I missed it. Barrel was smoking. I kissed it. Ferris showed us the renders for Texas is unrealistic. Cut him the check because I hate reviewing the budgets and limits. I'm assuming T Ferris, Megan Thee Stallion's T Ferris, just when I hear Texas and Ferris, that's who I think. I'm not quite sure their relationship, you know, but maybe that. The world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know that the shit is personal to us and it wasn't just business. A couple of things here. First, the first reference to the battle happens right here. I'm assuming fell in love with the gimmicks was a reference, obviously, to the Kendrick Lamar battle and Kendrick winning and the public championing that, right? Reducing Kendrick's win and his records and what he did in his battle, just gimmicks. I don't agree with it. It was great rapping. It was great records. It was great strategy. You know, it was a hell of a battle. But if I'm on Drake's side, I get it. Like you have to justify it in some way, right? I'm not going to sit here and argue about, you know, Drake says his gimmicks to him. You know, that's how you kind of got to justify it. Fine. He kind of said the same thing after losing the battle to Pusha T. He somehow tried to like cheapen the win. You know, with what Pusha said about 40 and the Sun and you know, he kind of questioned like, oh, is that really hip hop? Where's the line? This and that. He tried to cheapen the win, but whatever, man. That's his perspective. That's how he may have to set it up in his mind to be able to cope and move on, right? So all good. He's giving us his thoughts. These are his thoughts. Even my brothers got tickets. I don't know for sure. I have no way of knowing, but again, it's called Fighting Irish, right? Who did LeBron play for in high school? He played for the Irish. I think this is about LeBron, maybe alluding to a few of his friends, but I think he's envisioning Bron when he raps this. He's seeing Bron at the pop out. He's seeing Bron enjoy this beef, as we all did, as rap fans, as we all did. So he's going through his feelings, addressing things. you know, the world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets. Seemed like they loved every minute. I feel like he's talking about Braun, and especially if the confirmed title is the Fighting Irish freestyle, as it is on Genius. And you know, and not Genius isn't always right. Shout out to team at Genius, but you know, it tracks. It tracks. You know, so he's just going through his feelings. This is the stuff that made us fall in love with Drake. Whether I agree with his perspective or not, it's his innermost feelings. It's also important to note, just for the MC part of this, is he's keeping the same rhyme scheme throughout. You know what I'm saying? Missed it, kissed it, unrealistic, budgets and limits, gimmicks, tickets, every minute, wasn't just business. Somewhat suspicious, run up the digits, guzzle of Guinness. Like, that shit is dope. Fuck all that. That shit is dope as an MC, and I've written a verse or two like that, and this is more than the 16. I've written the 16 or two like that. It is dope as an MC when you can keep that same rhyme scheme up, but the rhyme makes sense every way. You're telling a linear story. You're telling a story. You're not rhyming words just to rhyme words. The story is the story, and then each line throughout the whole thing for almost 3 minutes happens to rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Like missed it, kissed it, unrealistic, budgets and limits, wasn't just business, somewhat suspicious, guzzle of Guinness, color is different. Like, that's some MC shit, man. So super dope on the rhyme scheme for sure. So he says, analyzing behavioral patterns is somewhat suspicious, since he was never happy for me when I run up the digits, or when I'm breaking world records still as I guzzle a Guinness, or when I get my fifth Maybach because the color is different. The breaking world records and the guzzle of Guinness is dope because the Guinness Book of World Records, guzzle of Guinness, the beer, just some dope wordplay. Look, man, the whole thing is woe is me. Is basically him claiming he doesn't get the same praise, or at least he doesn't feel the same praise. I think he does. You know, look, man, when he was breaking that Michael Jackson record, everybody was reporting on it. But look, Drake's been winning for so long. Probably doesn't even feel like winning to him. When he gets the praise, he probably doesn't even feel it, because you start to become desensitized to it. And on the flip side, for us, me and the media, the public, the fans, people on social media, probably don't praise the wins as much at the same time, because it feels like, oh, that's Drake, he's supposed to win. Like, you get used to him winning, so the praise might not be, there's definitely praise might not be as loud, and also, but he doesn't feel it anymore, is desensitized. But, and Drake has said this before. He's talked a lot about how he doesn't feel like he gets the love he deserves, and I mean, the guy has gotten plenty of love for 15 years, but again, I think you become desensitized to it. You know, and you know, is he taking accountability in this record? No, but I didn't expect him to. But, you know, I just think, look, man, with this L, it puts him in a unique position, right? And I think, I know I am, but I think all of us are like, okay, where's he at now? Mentally, where's he at now? What's next for this guy? This is the guy who's been running the game for so long. What comes next? Now this is a feeling, this is a different feeling that he has to contend with for somebody who's been winning for so long. So he's giving us his feelings, you know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with them or not, this is his perspective. And again, that's what we love with him for. So he says, remember we traded watches. I gave you the Arabic dial. You gave me the numbered edition. You wouldn't even check up on my son like a pediatrician. Sure, convinced the gang that shit was rooted in love when it isn't. I don't know if him and Braun traded watches. They could have. I know him and Cole. I know he gave Cole a watch. I don't know if Cole gave him a watch. So I don't know if this is about Cole. But I also would imagine that Drake throughout his day has gifted a bunch of watches, and has been gifted watches. So while this could be about Braun, I think there's multiple people who kind of are referenced here. You know what I'm saying? Show me how different we are. There's lessons in juxtaposition. I guess now you boys got to abandon your summer tradition. Cold shoulders. I gave it the Hamptons. It comes with the distance. Figured we was always going to be close like ovens and kitchens. I was sadly mistaken. The loyalty wasn't given. Possibly a reference to Michael Rubin's all white party in the Hamptons on the July 4th party. Drake was there. Who else was there? Meek was there. Bryson Tiller was there. Yo Gotti was there. French Montana was there. Meg was there. Glorilla was there. Lil Wayne was there. Quavo was there. Lil Baby. Travis Scott was there. Braun wasn't there. I don't believe Braun was there. So again, I don't think that particular line is about Bron. But it could also have been that maybe they were in the Hamptons some other time together or whatever. But Cold Shoulders I gave in the Hamptons. It comes with the distance. But from all the guests that I see at the Michael Rubin party, none of them really seem to fit. Possibly Travis. Because remember that Travis was at the Rolling Loud concert egging Future and Metro on so they could play Like That before we even really knew what it was. We knew that Travis knew what it was. Could be that. Could be something else. I don't know. And then there's Crying the Blues for You, saying it wasn't malicious, talking about we family. Well, I'm not the cousin to visit. God forbid we ever got to tarnish your public image, or that brother talk as if we really did discover a sibling. You know, I don't know. Might be at Cole after Port Antonio. You know, who else? DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? DeMar DeRozan, they had a close relationship, and obviously we saw Drake staring him down like he was Birdie and above the rim, like he was Pac and above the rim. I don't know.